The necessity of the simp. Sometimes I think that we can underestimate the power, the necessity, and the purpose of simps, manginas, white knights, and how they are key to the system. A simp is simply a man who worships women no matter what. If she's obese, have multiple children by multiple men, a whore, ignorant, no matter what, the simp sees every woman as more valuable than himself, and he would willfully dedicate his life to her servitude or even give up his life for her honor or her physical well-being, no matter what she has done in her past, present, or future. To the simp, the woman is a god, and not a god. In his mind, the only true God. It's because of the simp that a woman bears no responsibility. Who's to hold her accountable? It's because of the simp that a woman with multiple kids by multiple men can still get married. And that same simp will indeed impregnate her and have more children. It's because of the simp that obese women are considered attractive nowadays, and that the obese woman has the same attitude, arrogance, narcissism as a woman who would be considered in shape and a perfect 10. Because the simps see all women as innately, inherently beautiful. The biggest role of the simp is more linked to the role of police officers in the state. The law enforcement officer enforces the laws and statutes that's on the books of local, city, and state government. He is the agent, the extension of those powers. So as the police officer is the agent of the state, the simp now is the agent of the consumer system. In fact, the system needs the simp to enforce consumer spending. And without the simp, the economy would crash. The simp keeps companies rich through his worship of women, through his oblations and sacrifices that must be done on an annual basis. These worship days include Christmas, Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, Sweetest Day, anniversary days, not to mention random dinners. I'm just thinking of your gifts that at least must be 3 times a year. A man must come up with, out of the clear blue, a gift to present the woman with, just to say, hey, I was thinking about you. So we got about 11, 12, 13 times, basically on a monthly basis, that a man must come up with the proper sacrificial gift, the proper offering for the female god. And these offerings come from stores, and the more expensive the offering is, the better the sacrifice, and the more it is accepted by the greedy god of the female. Her appetite is insatiable. So she wants more and more expensive gifts as time goes on. So all of the upscale stores and the jewelry stores, those enterprises, are kept by the simp. The simp fuels the consumer economy. The simp is the consumer economy. because of the simp, the woman can sit back and have her way through life paid for. In fact, when the simp gets married or moves in with a woman, oftentimes the female, if she works a job, gets to go and make her money and keep hers to consume material goods while the simp pays the bills. And he's made to feel like he's a real man because he pays the bills and she can use her money on her God, which is the God of self. Where would the economy of the United States of America be if it wasn't for the woman's gross materialism and the simp's endless worship of her? Where would it be? Most men are very practical in their spending. Most of the time, men only buy things that they may need. Everything else is pretty much for the female. In his endless attempt to please her, he has made the international bankers, the Walmarts, the whole consumer enterprise is based off his servitude. America probably would have not grown to the heights that is now seen today and diminishing if it wasn't for the simp. And I think the powers that be, the elite, the banksters, know about female solipsistic, vain, and narcissistic behavior. That you can prop up economies based on her egotism. So in that sense, the female, whose minds are easily led in the wrong direction, the female is used to stir up economies around the world, and especially here in America. So the simp is absolutely necessary to the system. He's necessary to the court system. Now, fool me once, shame on you. But how many men over and over again impregnate these women and go back and forth to court? What would your family court lawyers be? Your divorce attorneys? Your court fees? Where would all that come from if it wasn't for the simp getting burned over and over again? Alimony. Where would that come from if it wasn't for the simp getting married over and over again? I've known of men who get women pregnant over and over again and have their paychecks cut. Men who get married over and over again and get divorced and have to pay out. The simp is overwhelmingly addicted to the service of this female god. And there would be no system if it wasn't for this simp. And nowadays, simping is at an all-time high. And one of the biggest simps, hate to say it, is the black man. Because we would literally take any woman, no matter how many men she's been with, no matter how much she puts you through, no matter how much she is self-absorbed, no matter how whorish she is, no matter how many kids by multiple men she has, the simping black man will take her on and attempt to love her to no end until she gets tired of that and goes on to the next simp. So simping is the system.